For turn number 8, which is the last turn, yellow player will go first. He goes ahead and sends out his missionary on the colonist duck. The red player also sends out a missionary. And last, the yellow player goes ahead and sends a colonist. Remember, this turn we're going to score, so we need as many guys in the world as possible. So the red player is next. He wants to go ahead and pick out capital building first. The yellow player going for a trade good. Now the red player starts trying to claim that ship. The yellow player going for a capital building. The red player try and get a good trade good, although there's really not many choices for him. Next up, the yellow player goes for second capital building since he's got a bunch of money. The red player will captain on the discovery box. The yellow player also puts a captain on the discovery box. The red player sends out a soldier. Yellow player goes to the warfare box, so I can finally, on the last turn, show you how that works. All we have left is red player, colonist, and he decides to deploy all of them to the discovery box. So that's it for colonists. Let's resolve. Okay, there's no point in changing initiative since this is the last turn, so nobody went there, but we are going to deploy a missionary, a yellow missionary, to New England, where he turns into 2, which means that the yellow player can grab that fish. The red player deploys his missionary to Florida, where he turns into 3 colonists and takes the rice. Now I ran out of regular colonists for the red player, believe it or not, so we're just going to keep the missionary there. Remember that he counts as 3. So the last colonist to be deployed is a yellow colonist. He's going to go ahead and be deployed to a place where he can get points for second place. So he's going to New Granada. Okay, let's move on to trade goods. The players pick. Now we go down to the merchant shipping box where the red player gets the ship. We move down to capital buildings. The red player buys a navy that gives him plus 4 VP per merchant ship. He's got a total of 5 merchant ships, so that's going to give him 20 VPs. The yellow player gets his factory, which is going to give him 30 coins each turn, and also he gets the migration, which means that he may move up to two colonists from any single region to any other single region at the end of the turn before scoring. So with this, he's hoping to maybe see if he can get some colonists where it counts before we score. We'll see how that plays out. Now on to the discovery box. Now you might be thinking, well, you know, there's nothing else on the map. Everything has been already colonized, so what do we do now? Well, the game comes with a deck of cards, which are just for that. You run out of places on the map, then you can use them just like you would use the discovery tiles to go ahead and conquer more areas so you can get more VPs and also money. So the first player is the yellow player. He has a soldier and a captain, and he's going to go ahead and try to conquer. We turn over the card and we see that there's way too many indigenous people there, so he loses the battle. The card gets shuffled back into the deck, and now the red player with 2 captains, a soldier, and 3 colonists for a total of 8 is going to go ahead and try his luck. We turn over the card and it's the Spice Islands, which have 5 indigenous people defending, which still are victorious, so we go ahead and get the reward. 5 coins plus those 3 per soldier. We have 1 soldier, so that's a total of 8 coins for the red player and 6 VPs. You'll notice there's no one on the specialist track, and that's because it's our last turn, so no need to get prepared for the next turn. There won't be another turn. And finally, we have someone in warfare. Now we can declare war in one area of the map, and that's totally free. If we want to go ahead and declare like a massive war, we could do that. We have to pay 10 coins for that. However, the only places where we can have war is wherever there's a soldier. So the only place right now with a soldier is Virginia. So we go ahead and declare war there. Not that it will make much of a difference, but the soldier will go ahead and eliminate the red colonist, and he stays. However, the red player is still ahead with 6 colonists in that area as opposed to only 5 from the yellow. That's it for resolve. Let's go ahead and end the turn, which is going to be our last turn. Okay, so let's check what the yellow player gets since he's first. Nothing for the silver. 3 for the gold, 3 for the fur, 1 for the 3 of a kind. He gets 6 for all of that silver. He gets 3 for cattle and 3 for tobacco. The red player gets 3 for the 3 of a kind, fish, rice, and wild ship. Then 3 for tobacco. He gets 3 for the gold, 6 for the indigo, 1 for the 3 of a kind of the cocoa, cattle, and the ship, and then 3 for the 3 sugars, including the wild ship. Now on to building effects with the yellow player who's first. We're going to skip the captain and soldier in the discovery box because we're not going to need it anymore. We're just going to focus on the buildings that are actually going to matter at the end of the game. So the first one is a trade good. He gets a fish. Next up we'll do factory, which gives him 30 coins. And next we're going to take a look at his wealth building that gives him 1 VP per every $5. He has a total of 59 coins, which will allow him to move 11 spaces on the track. So we move the yellow player, total of 11 spaces, giving him quite an advantage over the red player. He's still all the way back there. Finally, the yellow player can use his migration building. He may move up to 2 colonists from any single region to any other single region at the end of the turn before scoring. So let's go ahead and do that now. He decides to move from New Spain, where he is in second place, to Florida, where he has no colonists. That way he'll get second place in both Florida and New Spain. The red player only has 1 building that's useful right now for the end of the turn. The others just give him free missionaries and captains, and missionaries are worth more when they are deployed, but none of those are going to be useful from now on. So let's focus on this one. It's the Navy. 4 VPs per merchant ship, and like I said before, he's got 5 merchant ships for a total of 20 VPs. So we're going to go ahead and move the red player 20. He goes from space 30 all the way to space 50 on the track, which puts him just 1 step ahead of the yellow player. So we're actually at the end of the game. We're going to go ahead and do the end of the game scoring. Okay, so as far as the discovery VP points, the yellow player has 5 VPs for the first tile, 4 VPs for the second, and another 5 VPs for the third one, for a total of 14 VPs. So we're going to go ahead and move him on the track 14 spaces. So he made it all the way to space number 64. 63? 63. Now for the red player. The red player was a lot busier conquering. He's got 4, 7, 6 for the card, the Spice Island, 6 VPs on the bottom, 5 VPs, and another 5 VPs. Wow. So we're going to go ahead and move the red player 31 spaces on the track, which seems like a lot. So the red player is all the way on space number 81 in the VP track. That's 18 points more than the yellow player. I wonder if the yellow player will be able to catch up to him. So now we go to the second phase of scoring, which is scoring the map, scoring the colonies themselves. So let's go ahead and do that. We have Canada with 3 yellow colonists, giving yellow 6 points and no points for red. So we go ahead and move the yellow player 6 spaces to space number 69. Next up in New England, where that fish is, the yellow player is the only one that has colonists. So again, they're going to get 6 points and red's going to get no points. Yellow is slowly but surely trying to catch up to that red player. So we're going to go ahead and move him 6. He is now on space number 75. Not that far off from the red player. Next we have the colony Infested Virginia with a bunch of yellow and red, but the red is still victorious and ahead with 1 more colonist than the yellow. Red has 6, yellow has 5. So red is going to get 6 victory points, 5 is going to get 2 victory points. Okay, so we moved yellow 2, red 6, red is still ahead. Next up is Florida, which by the way is the state where this video is being filmed. Not that it matters. In Florida we have again a victory for the red, so 6 points, and yellow's gonna go ahead and move up 2 points. So yellow goes up to space number 79 while red is all the way on space number 93. Okay, let's move right along and score New Spain, where again red gets the victory with 3 colonists and 1 colonist for yellow, opening the gap even further. So we're going to move the yellow 2 spaces to 81, and red player is going to go ahead and move ahead 6 to spot number 99 on the victory track. In the Caribbean, we see something very similar that we've seen before. Red ahead and yellow right behind. Yellow moves ahead too. It's now on spot number 83. And then we take a look at red now, because red is going to go through the 100 mark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay him down to count those 6 spots. And to me that kind of will indicate that he's past the 100, so right now he's at 105. Okay, we move down the map, and guess what we find in New Granada? Again, a victory for the red player. So yellow's going to move to, he's around here somewhere. It's up here. To 85. Now the yellow player was trying to keep that second spot so he could at least get some victory points, but red is way ahead. I'm not sure if he'll be able to catch up. Red is now on spot number 11 on the victory point track. So let's move down to Peru. And in Peru, finally, yellow has a victory. So yellow's going to move 6 and red's going to move 2. Let's see, there's the yellow player. So the yellow player is going to move ahead 6 to spot number 91. And the red player, who's right now on spot 11, will move up to 113. And the last place we have to score is Brazil. And in Brazil, guess what? Red takes the victory, so moves ahead 6. Let's do that now. That puts the red player on 119. And the yellow player moves ahead 2 to 93 on the victory point track. So now we're going to go ahead and score the points for the various buildings. And let's see how that's going to be done. So I wasn't very sure about how to score the buildings, so I checked under end of game scoring, and under capital buildings it actually has an example that tells me to score the Navy card for the 4 VP per merchant ship. So I'm going to go ahead and score all those cards again. So I'm going to get 1 VP per every $5 for the yellow player, and I'm also going to get the 5 VPs for the factories. I'm not going to give him another $30 because it says after each turn, like each turn, and this is not a turn, this is the end of the turn. This is turn, it's still the turn number 8, in which he already got $30, 30 coins. But I will go ahead and give him those 5 VPs and also the 1 VP per $5. So he moves up 5 for the factory, up to spot number 98, and then he moves another 11 victory points on the track up to spot 109. None of his other buildings have victory points granted, so we're going to go ahead and move to the red player. The only building that gets triggered here will be the Navy, 4 VPs per merchant ship. Remember, he's got 5 merchant ships, so he gets 20 victory points, which is quite a lot. So we're going to go ahead and move 20, and that puts the red player all the way down here on space 139. And then the last thing that we need to do is the economy scoring, which gives the players victory points instead of money for their trade goods. So we see that yellow player has 1, then 3, then another 3, then another 1, then 6, then 3, and finally another 3. So the yellow player forges ahead 20 spaces, but that still won't give him the victory. He gets all the way to 129th space, but we still have to score for red, which is already winning, so sorry, yellow player. So as far as the red player goes, he has 1 coin there, 6 there, 3, another 3, and then on this side he has 3 and another 3. I mean 1 for the cocoa cattle and ship, and another 3 for the 3 sugars. That gives the red player 17 points and puts him on the 156th spot, officially making the red player the winner. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game, and I hope that it gave you a sense of what the game kind of looks like. If you enjoyed it, I would recommend that you go ahead and get the game. It is fun. It's quite a little long sometimes, but it's so entertaining that it goes really quickly. So I'll see you guys next time when we play another game.